why did we hire them? I think again it comes back to our start point for the whole site was what's our why? What are we about as a business? And when you look at the work that they've done in the past, Sabotage Times is a terrific example. They do two things really well, and most companies just do one. The first bit was great web design. I think we've got a lot of great design expertise in-house, but quite a lot of that comes more from the print world.
Yeah.
And so it was very useful to have an external web design sort of a resource brought in to work with us. So that was kind of one. The second thing is that they had ability to sort of to translate the personality of a business and a tone into that design in a way that I think a lot of agencies sort of miss.
Yeah.
I think it's those two things and the credentials they had and based on what they've done before really made us feel good about it. And then at the end of the day, are people good people to work with?
Yeah.
These folks you can get along with. And,
well, that was critical, because the scale of their business is nice and small, and it's personal. You know that when you go to somebody as a client, you don't want to feel that you're on the corporate conveyor belt and you're just another chunk of business. We were really important to them, and they, we were their sole focus for all the time it took to do that. And I know they put everything into it.
Well, that was great, wasn't it? Because we had their whole studio, but it wasn't so big that you wandered in and thought, what are all these people doing? But it wasn't so small that they couldn't turn stuff around quickly, so it was just the right size. We
went to them with a very clear brief about wanting to transform our current product because we felt the design was not up to scratch, and they came back to us after a couple of weeks with a first bash, and it wasn't at all what we wanted. It was almost the polar opposite of what we wanted. And in an afternoon, in about half an hour between us talking about this thing, it's very interesting about the clarity of a brief. You assume you've given everybody everything they need to know, and then the interpretation is the polar opposite of what you thought it would be. But within half an hour, we turned it round between us. And from that point on, those guys just ran with it. And it was a really good job, I think, really smooth. In my experience of working with launch designers, it can go one or two ways. It could be really tricky, or it could be smooth. And this was super smooth.
I really like working with agile, smaller, really straightforward sort of businesses who feel they're part of this team. It doesn't really matter what they've got on their business card, but you want people that live and breathe and get excited about what we're trying to create and really feel part of that team. And that's what we had with End.